Deathless is an improvised cinematic narrative with live production, including music and dialogue. There is no script. This story contains violence, disturbing imagery, adult themes, and a darkness which may leave you doubting who you are. Proceed at your own risk.
Shake, shake, shake me awake. Rip me from slumber and fight for me, fight for me. Shake, shake, shake me awake. Rip me from slumber and fight for me, fight for me. Ache, ache, ache for me, babe. Shout from the depths that you want me to stay. Fight for me, fight for me, fight. I want you to fight for me. I want you to fight for me. Shake me awake, rip me from slumber and fight for me. I want you to fight for me, for me, babe. They say stand up for the things you can't stand to lose. Despite what my heart can't feel.
Oh, it's my turn. All right. Previously on Deathless. There was something about a hand that was made of other bits and pieces that they were trying to play, I don't know, Pictionary with or something, or charades. Doesn't matter, it doesn't involve me at all, so who really cares, if we're being honest? I had a very sentimental goodbye with my best friend, as I made a new friend, and turns out my new best friend is kind of me, or I'm kind of her. So really, it checks out if you think about it. We had a brief discussion in some sort of shadow realm zone thing, and it turns out, did you know that Cora has a spooky voice that speaks to her? I wonder if her friends know that.
Speaking of, that's a great place to start. On the rooftop.
No, we cannot bring it home. I'm very sorry.
I stand up after welcoming this little critter inside my coat, and I face you guys. It looks like it wants to follow.
Shots, of course it wants to follow. It has its eyes on us. Its eye. Apologies.
It's like hiding in his coat, for sure. Still.
Do you want to help this pitiful creature? Is that what you like? Because we could probably find a better way to help it.
What does it even eat?
Can
Are you
see
going
on my
to feed
face,
it?
I'm sort of like disappointed in my face.
Oh no. How disappointed do you look?
Moderately disappointed, as I imagine this guy's crawling inside my coat.
Well. Fuck! What can we do? We cannot bring it home. Don't look at me that way. Gunnar. Esteban, we have to bring it home.
Well, there are a few things we can do. As I said, I have heard from this fiddle player about a shop that sells magical things. Perhaps they can tell us more about this creature, and there's a way to separate it from the bruja in the bar. Perhaps that is one. Also, perhaps there are ways to hide it while we go somewhere we don't want her to know about.
The magic place was not the same place as the bar, right?
No, it was a store. There is a merchant that sells magical items that he got this fiddle from, that has given him great success ever since. I don't know if you remember the fiddle player, but there were other people on stage with you.
Klar.
It was hard to notice.
Oh, you? But yes, of course I remember.
See, so we can head to the store and ask some questions. We could find out other things as well. Or we can find some sneaky way of hiding it that probably some of us could come up with.
I would like to lean down and sort of look at the creature hidden in your coat, Gunnar.
I open the breast of my coat, and I'm not sure if it's there or not.
Oh, it's there. Yeah, it's there. I think it was moving around until it found a spot against you and then just used its too many fingers to latch on and has been holding in that spot. But when you open the coat, the eye is wide and staring directly at you, Constantine. Would you like to roll for me? The first roll of the session?
Mm-hmm. I would.
It will be your mind stat, please.
Okay. Difficulty?
$40.
Ah. 70. 70.
Yeah, nothing really happens. It's just this big, wide animal eye. I don't know if you would recognize an owl eye looking at it, but, you know, it's very big and it's just sitting there focused on you.
Yeah, I lean down and I look at it. Hallo, Händchen. Now, question for you. If yes, wiggle your one of the fingers there. And if not, you don't have to wiggle anything. If we take you home with us, will she be able to find where we live?
Its eye will move around like it's looking around, and then it does both of the things. Did you say wiggle or don't wiggle for another answer?
Wiggle for yes, don't wiggle for no.
Oh, I think it will do like a weird wiggle with its hand. And then actually, you know what it might do? Because it does have too many fingers, it will probably use like 2 fingers to stand. And then with the rest of the fingers, it does a wave of like this.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, how about this? We can bring it home if we can find a way to, as Esteban, you said, keep it from, you know, reporting back.
I think a good start might be to move away from her domain here.
Yeah.
As we are right outside, so maybe we should get off the roof and at least start walking away from this place before we are pulled back in.
I agree.
Are we sure that this thing is connected to that bar?
Not 100%, but I would say the woman we spoke to on there seems to have a great interest in the body parts of others. She was asking for a piece of my tongue. She was staring quite greedily at the Constantine's eyes. Not in the way he was probably used to.
What do you mean by that?
I mean that you probably get people staring into your eyes with great hunger. But not because they want to remove them.
Well,
Although I do not know what kind of people you had at your bar.
Stalker.
all right.
What is it you asked? This name?
Is our mental connection still working? Because I
mean,
have
you
walked
guys
off
are
the roof.
Oh.
That's right. That's
I
right.
thought Gunnar had two.
I
So we
thought you
assume we're
guys were
talking this
walking
equally.
as
We
you
did.
were
We
talking.
Good,
Yeah,
because
okay,
we need to get the
We can-
fuck away
yeah.
from this bar.
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
just assume you guys have been walking and
Okay,
talking.
good,
Yeah,
good,
for
good.
So
sure.
we're
good.
not on the roof anymore.
No, no,
Yeah.
no, no.
Okay,
Okay,
good.
No, we're not on the roof.
I assumed you guys were moving away.
I asked it if it did tell me that whoever did this to him is in that bar. If it can be trusted.
The name that it has given us. Where is it from?
Miriam Hale. I do not know.
It does
We
not
must-
sound familiar.
We must remember as well, this, according to the Ophidia, somebody's name is a very important thing to have. As, when I asked for a name of someone who could do what has been done to us, she said I would have to pay a very great cost, which is a chunk of my tongue. So, whoever this is, they would probably not be very happy we have their name. Which is good for us to have it then. Whoever they may be.
The way I see it is this little friend of ours has been maybe, well, one of the first things to provide us with honest answers. And I'll close my jacket.
It snuggles up against you. You can feel it kind of like clutch back onto you and kind of nestle into, I don't know, a groove in your musculature or something like that, where it just kind of nests probably like somewhere here. And
How
some
about
between your
this?
shoulder and your neck.
We'll let him, or it, tag along before we bring him back home. Maybe to the, what was it, Esteban? Magic shop.
There is a magical item seller, see, we were told about.
Yes, it's a good lead.
I assume the Ophidia knows about this story. She would. If somebody in the bar knows about it, I'm sure she does as well. So not too much risk, but we should be wary about what else we say. Although, as Constantine pointed out, she did learn quite a bit about us.
Also, we might not want to walk in bearing this creature outright in the new store.
Oh, I'm sure he can stay hidden in there.
Do you hear, little friend? Will you try to run?
There is no response from it. It doesn't move. And if you open your coat to peek on it, it is eyes closed.
I do, and I look at it and... Oh, it's sleeping. I close my coat again.
That is the cutest thing I've ever seen. I'm looking at Gunnar, not the hand.
I think the hand will do what we ask as long as we are helping and bringing it away from this place for now, but...
I must admit, I feel as though we are hitching ourselves to our dooms. But then again, we've been imprisoned and taken to a world that is not ours. As far as dooms go, I think we're in it anyway.
Well, we have learned a few things, so even if we are headed toward our dooms, at least we are headed in some direction for a change. Who knows what we might find along the way. Now, if I remember, although it was a couple of hours ago, I believe it is over somewhere in this direction. They told me the name of the street.
Yeah, let's go there.
Okay. I assume that you are all going, but I don't actually know if Stalker would join you, so I'm just going to double check.
I would follow obfuscated if I can.
Yeah, you're still obfuscated from last time, I think, right? You didn't drop it or anything. Oh,
Are the rules the same here? I don't know.
No, they're not. You're in a totally different reality, so no, they're
Yeah,
not.
so...
Did you drop it when you were speaking to them at all, or did you stay in your intention? Was your intention to stay obfuscated?
I think I would expect that it would fall off on its own when I started speaking. But if it didn't, then
I don't know if you know that it didn't, right? I think you maybe assume that it did, but it didn't. So they just heard your voice, and they don't know that you tried to drop it. So yeah, I think you probably
speaking to them.
Yeah, I think you're probably unaware that it didn't drop.
Then when I try to again, what does that feel like?
When you try to obfuscate again, roll.
I'm already obfuscated.
Yeah, roll. I do difficulty 20, actually.
And this would be with my...
Whatever your ability is.
Well, is it my ability, its layers, or is it just...
Yep, it's that one. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And you said 50 or 30?
20, actually.
20. Big failure. 75.
What does it normally feel like for you when you do this?
It's like, do you know the feeling when it is so cold outside? It's like it wraps itself around you. It's everywhere. It's like enveloping coldness.
Is it hard for you to breathe at all? Like sometimes when you step out and it's really cold, there's like that sharpness in your lungs when you inhale?
It is bracing.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Okay. So you brace yourself for this feeling, but nothing comes.
I see. Before they step inside, I would like to, if possible, try to I'm going to try to see if they notice me, my companions. And I will step directly in front of Constantine.
Okay, there's always a chance. So Constantine, you can go ahead and roll.
Okay.
And difficulty is going to be 20.
Which am I rolling?
You may use your eyeballs, mind, or you can use your magic stat. Either one. One is, your actual eyeballs, and the other is something special.
I think I'll just use my actual eyeballs.
Okay.
43.
God, how I wanted that to be like a 10. I was like, that would just be so cool. Okay. So, but it's a 43. So I think oh my God. When you are walking down the street and it's dark and you kind of feel like something goes in the corner of your eye? That happens to you, but just in front of you for just a second.
I stop. And then I'm looking with my magic.
Yeah.
I'm like looking around, or I'm trying to feel out what's going on, because from the last battle we had where we were completely attacked,
exactly.
It was like, we don't see what's going on. And it was all speed and whatever.
Yeah. So I think as you begin to look around, Stalker, you would notice that Constantine is looking around, not necessarily directly at you, but did seem to sense that you were there in front of him. And we're not going to roll for the same thing a second time with a different stat.
Totally.
Yep. Okay.
I will say out loud, I didn't mean to startle you.
Dove! Oh, wichtig. Was war das? And I sort of like thrust my hand in front of me.
What did you just say? What did you just say?
Fuck you. What was that? What was that?
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought I recognized one of the words you said, and I was like, that is...
Was war das? Yeah.
Yeah,
was war das?
Yeah. Okay.
Fick dich. Was war das? Was the fuck?
Okay.
It did sound like you were casting a spell.
It did. I was like, what did you just fucking say?
Foosh rod me.
What was that? What was that?
She said, Kalima. And I
It's
reached
a password
forward.
to open the secret door.
I thrust my hand forward to be like, whoa, what the fuck? Can I feel you? Like, are you a physical being in front of me? How does this work?
I don't. If this was where we are from, yes. But I don't know.
Then I
here.
think you will feel him here for right now, at least. Because that's how he expects it to work.
Can I roll to be able to recognize his pecs from touch alone?
I don't think you have to roll. His voice is
Oh yeah, that's right. He just said something to me.
You do.
He did speak. He did in fact speak.
You do grab my peck though.
Yeah, I grab
sure.
your chest and I
put it
You
on the record.
squeeze.
yeah. Honk honk. No,
Oh,
I just like
no,
put my
no.
put my hand on the front of your shirt and kind of like grab your shirt and hold on, go. And I'm like, you scared the shit out of me. Is basically what's happened.
Apologies. and then I'll move aside and watch them enter if that's what they're doing.
Okay, when you say enter, where are we going? We're
Yeah,
going
where are we
to-
going, Stalker?
We're going to this magic store that I was given.
Yes.
Okay, so I
The-
thought
the
we were on
directions
So-
to.
Sorry.
Did he give you the directions to it, or did he tell you like, oh, it's here and it's on this street? Like, how do you
It would be
imagine that he
cool
talked
if I
about it?
remember that.
Yeah.
I think because he would tell me the name of it, and I would probably ask where it was, in a general sense from there. So maybe I would at least have the name, and then so I'd probably ask people along the street if they have seen it. If we're going in a general direction, I'm sure he pointed on a direction. It depends. Would a magic store be on Bourbon Street? Because if he just
you
said
are
it's
not tricking me into answering that. The answer
Well,
is
if I would say, wait, if it's on if it's on Bourbon Street, this is all I'm saying, that he would tell me it's on this street. It's just down that way a few whatever.
Oh,
number
yeah,
of blocks.
okay.
If it's on another street, then I don't know where the fuck it is.
it's somewhere else.
Okay.
It's kind of like so Bourbon Street, I think, borders on the French Quarter. So you're gonna have to cross the river and get to the edge of
Oh,
the
it's on
French
the
Quarter.
other side of the river.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there's a
Oh.
small. I think. Wait, hold on. Let me look at the map. Oh. Back over to the mapsies.
Or is there like a little inlet?
Looking. It's a highway. So
Much
So
like
he would have
life.
said
Yeah.
it's on the other side of the highway. It's
yeah,
fair enough.
yeah,
for
he would have
directions.
said that. Yeah, it's on the other side.
And then, but then I don't know what the fuck a highway is.
It's by the yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. You wouldn't.
Yeah.
So it's like between the Garden District and the French Quarter. So Bourbon Street comes into Crossway there, but yeah,
It's not on Bourbon Street.
it's not on Bourbon Street.
You
No.
would say it's off Bourbon Street on the other side of the highway.
Yeah, but it's in the opposite. I assumed you guys were heading back in the direction of Cora's
We were just
or
going away
in
from
the Blood
bar.
Club. Okay, because it's behind you. You would have to walk in the other direction. I can give you the directions and you can mark it on your map if you'd like.
If you think we could get it from those directions, otherwise I would have the name and I'd have to ask somebody.
Okay, I will give you the description in a DM, and then you can just mark it on the
Okay.
map wherever
Right.
you happen to think that it is. But for now, it is in the opposite direction. So
Okay,
if you
so
do
I think
want
I will
to,
say
yeah,
this. I say this
Yeah.
place, I believe it is in the other direction. But I also want to say something from meeting this bruja in the bar. She said she would find out who around had enough powerful magic to do what has been done to us, give us the name, and I had offered something, but she said she does not believe it. Now she, who is incredibly powerful at the magic, a witch, she has no idea there are other kindred in the city. She said it is not true. She would know if there was. So I said, well, if we know there are some, and we can give you proof so you know that there are these monsters in your city. And she just would not believe me. She said, I don't know if it is true, and it is not worth such a price as the name of someone so powerful in magic. So if we can find these people that you ran into, these other kindred, and now perhaps we can get information from them as well. But if they are not cooperative, or they do not want to help us, or we generally do not like them at all, we can use them and their names and their existence here to trade with this witch in order for information or knowledge of who could have done this to us, or ask any question we want an answer to.
So
Because what is- Well, what is more valuable than to know that there are a bunch of Deathless in your city right under your nose when you don't even know?
while I'm walking and listening to Esteban, I have the equivalent of full body goosebumps. Whatever that might be. At what you were talking about. I don't know why.
So I am kind of just like walking and talking, so I don't think I would notice even a stiffening up or anything. But my question is, should we go back to the store? Or I believe because we were left here that night, the place in the alleyway where you found those people with the blood is not far from here. But then again, I'm worried about the hand because then she will learn without us. But we have an idea for this.
We also need to consider the time because you guys went bar hopping for a bit, right?
Or I think we
right.
said 2
Yeah.
hours
Yeah.
around 11.
So it's
Yeah.
probably 1 in
Yeah.
the morning.
Yeah. Which is fine, but I'm just letting you know.
We would see, well, it's Bourbon Street, so bars are open, but stores would be closed.
Probably, unless they were something
Is there a
specific.
night magic store, yeah.
Well, I would go so far as to say that the hand has heard everything that we've spoken about just now.
That is fine. She
So-
did not believe me to begin with.
Right. It would be nice to find others of our kind. At least we could then find how we may feed in a way that keeps us relatively unseen.
But what do you two think?
If you do not trust our new friend, I can take it somewhere else.
What does your face look like?
Curious. Sure, go ahead. No,
Sorry.
you're fine.
I was just gonna say, what does your face look like when you're saying this?
Hold on. let me just help you out here because I feel like this will just, I don't know, somehow make a difference. Okay, what does your face look like? Let me just play the sad music. Let's go. I'm sorry. I never troll like that, but it's
I want to say, I was slightly disappointed looking before. But now I return to my usual determined looking self. I'm not, I don't strike you as playing a game.
Okay, I'm so sorry to have interrupted. Yeah.
No, you're fine. But then I'll say, it is a curious thing who we can trust and not. We may all have the same goal, but can we truly trust each other to see it through? If it makes you feel better, I will take it away.
Okay. Out of character. This is the most manipulated I have ever been in my life. But if it makes you feel better. Oh, well, okay, I don't mean me. Okay, listen, I mean like
No,
in
That
my
was true.
post
you have led a
early
blessed life as an
20s
adult woman.
my post early 20s life.
You've ever been manipulated.
My recent memory life, the last 2 weeks of my life.
Oh shit!
Since I've recovered from my illness.
Since I have recovered from my
I've
illness.
been
Resurrected.
today.
Yeah.
It's because you said out of character.
Yeah, which is like
This is the most manipulative I've ever been in my life.
crazy.
Phoebe just had like flashbacks of every time I've ever said anything to her ever about.
Oh
yeah.
wow!
Yeah.
Sign me up for the flu.
It just wipes your memory of all your trauma.
You don't happen to have a podcast, by the way, Zambi, by any chance? You don't have a podcast, right?
Can you give me 3
You haven't
flu
written any
shots,
books. What was I saying? Yeah, he's just saying like, well, if you don't trust me or it, I guess I could take it away.
I'll get closer to you.
It's working.
Oh God.
Is that what you would want? For me to get rid of it?
I
And
look
I'll
blankly
take
at
your
you
hand.
for a second.
I'll take
Oh
your
goodness.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna mute myself.
Same.
Okay. You know what? You clearly have taken a liking to it. I trust you. And it is very cute when I look at it from this close up. So, why not? Keep it. I want you to have nice things. The things you like and want. Can be rewarding to take care of something. I reach out and I pat your chest.
My hand, like, just rose up from being by my side and grabbed yours. And I say thank you. I don't know to trust you, but I can still feel you. And I'll let go of your hand.
I sort of like exhale as you do that quietly. And then I will look quizzically at Esteban. I would look quizzically at Stalker, but I think you're still unseen, right?
Correct.
You
Okay.
quizzically
Yes.
reach your hand out for a peck.
Yeah. Yeah.
He tried to grab a peck.
Well, I do have a thought. As if we are going to meet other kindred, it is good to show our strength, as I'm sure you all have experienced before. So I'm wondering, and I'm looking around, a Stalker, this thing you are doing right now, do you think you can do it with our new friend? And do you think this would help keep him from seeing or being found by the one who made him?
I need to know if we are out. Like, what time is it right now, and are we out in the open? Like, can we be seen?
It's 1 a.m. We're
It's
probably
about
moving.
1:30, right? Because you
I think
guys
we've
went dancing
stopped,
for
yeah.
2 hours, but then you talked to Ophidia, and then
So probably
yeah,
like 1:30. Probably like 2. Pretty
2.
much,
Yeah, I'd say it's about 2 in the morning. Yeah.
I first would. I want to stand somewhere that they're not looking, and when I start speaking, I want to try and figure out if they still can't see me while I'm talking. So
I mean, I don't think
and-
you have to roll for that. Like Constantine
Okay.
was looking around and then reaching out for you. Like
Right.
I think it's clear that at least he couldn't see you. But yeah, it's probably a situation of you stand, you open your mouth, and then they look to where your voice is. So they didn't
Right,
follow.
okay.
Their eyes don't follow you.
I say, I do not trust anyone who creates these abominations. However, would you all follow me this alleyway? And when I'm in the alleyway, I want to try and open a sort of gateway for them to all obfuscate themselves as they step in. Something I was thinking about earlier, but now that you mention it, we'll try again.
And how do you go about trying this? Because this is not an ability you had in your realm, your world.
Right. So we tried this once before and it went very badly.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess this time I try to focus on the feeling I get when I obfuscate. And as I'm holding that feeling in my mind, I would like to tear with my vampire hands, tear open a pathway from this place to that place.
What does Stalker think he's doing?
He thinks that he is bringing them to another layer of existence that can still interact with this world but cannot be seen. He thinks it's the same layer that he is on now, and it is the same layer that those creatures were on before.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Go ahead and roll your layers ability. Difficulty is going to be 30.
It's a 96. I'm really bad at this.
No, so the high rolls don't always mean that you fail. But in this specific instance, I'm going to ask you, would you like to succeed with some detriment to the party, or would you like to fail?
Well, I'm always going to say yes.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and describe what this looks like as you successfully do this?
So, I think from their perspective, if they were to follow me, which I'm assuming they did, inside the alleyway, they would see fingers coming out of nothingness and tearing a hole through the air. They would see my face and then my body and the alleyway behind me revealed to them, but they can see the outline of this tear. It is smoky and blurry. Yes, that's what they would see.
And to be clear, it is the same alleyway. It's just blurry and smoky and purple, murky colors here. But it looks like it looks like you see fingers peek out and then maybe the tearing of paper almost, or wallpaper, as he just kind of rips reality open for you all. And then you see him standing there. What do you do?
What do you think we should do?
You all asked if I could hide someone else. This is the best way I know how. Though it is new.
I reach out and I would like to see if I can touch the space, like
Yeah.
the edges.
Oh, you mean like where the torn...
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Okay, yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and roll your magic stat, and that'll be difficulty 20, please.
93.
I'm going to offer you the same thing. Would you like to fail, or would you like to succeed at a detriment to the party?
Now, detriment to the party is such a strong word.
I'm choosing it on purpose. I'm being honest with you in this moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because normally it's like, yes, and something crazy cool could happen. But yeah, I just want to be clear. It's, okay.
I'll fail. I'll take the fail.
So then when you go to reach your hand out, were you one of the ones that saw him in the fight?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Okay, I thought so. So when you reach out, you feel that same presence that you felt before. Like, not Lord of the Rings, but Lord of the Rings, the fucking eye moving over.
Shit.
And suddenly, like, it's looking for you. And that's all you feel is just like, as you go to touch this like side ridge and paper, you can feel that oppressive, great, big, beastly hunger and searching for you. But it doesn't, I think that it doesn't see you yet. But I think the feeling is if you touch that, it might.
Okay. Yeah, I snatch my hand back like it's burned or something.
What is it?
Something looking for us. It can find us. If we... Have you felt this, Stalker? Have you felt this before?
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
I want so badly to be like, the eye!
Have you read the books?
I have read the books. There is something looking for us. And it's, in between. I can feel it. I cannot go where you go. It can see us on the way. I think. Maybe they are the one that put us there. Wait, I feel terror when I see this thing, right?
You did previously. You don't
Yeah.
this time.
I don't feel terror, but I
Yeah.
know that this is supposed to... I feel as though I know that this is supposed to be terrifying. Bad. Do not engage with this thing that is looking for you, is the vibe.
Yeah, I normally don't inflict emotion onto your character because you determine how you feel, but unless
Yeah.
it's a magical instillment. So I think you would realize that right now. Like if there is a lack of that feeling of terror, there might be a moment of that's strange.
Yeah.
You know, because I did feel this terror before.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you might, if you don't feel it now, then yeah, that might strike you as odd.
Where are we We're still standing, like,
You're
in the street.
You're kind
yeah?
of like
In an
I
alley.
imagined he took you into an alleyway and like you
Yeah.
guys got a little into the alleyway hidden from you before he did this.
Yeah,
So yeah,
okay.
you're in the alleyway out of prying eyes, out of view of prying eyes. Excuse me.
Could we have been brought here for our safety? Like if there is something looking for us, then it does not know that we are here.
I do not know, but I would certainly love to meet the people who were looking out for us if that was the case. Which we still do not know. You would think that they would want to be thanked at least.
Because why others? Why else would we be moved? You know, like we've moved for whatever reason. Stalker, you say it's an injustice against us. We were plucked from some kind of obscurity. I mean, me, not so obscure. But we're plucked and then hidden away. Moved. And something is looking for us. It does not know we are here. Why?
Are you saying, in this whole time I've been staring through the tear at Stalker, and I'm sort of responding to Constantine here, but those coffins were to keep them, or us, safe? Because I can tell you, that wasn't safety. It was punishment and pain and imprisonment.
Well then, I suppose we can add another adversary to our list of things to avoid.
While the first time Constantine mentions being watched, I too have had that feeling in the past, and I want to know if I feel it now.
If you try, then yeah, you can roll. Like, I imagine it goes like this. You didn't feel it before, and then as soon as he says it, you go, wait a second.
I think I look like I'm I'm looking for something watching me.
Yeah, go ahead and roll for me. Whatever your magic stat is. You can actually roll its layers ability.
Okay.
Difficulty's going to be 20. What is happening? That's another 92, you guys. It's been 96, 93, 92. Now we just need to switch to, Cora and Moog, and they need to roll the 95 and the 94. Okay, so I'll offer it to you one more time. Because it makes
keep
sense.
doing this, I'm going to TPK the party.
Well-
yeah, I'll take. I will always take it. I always.
Okay, yep, okay.
Personally, I think
Then-
it's more interesting, and
Yeah.
I'm in character. I'm always going to try to succeed. So yes, I take it.
So you turn and you look, right? With your eyes to try to see if something's watching you.
Well, physically, yes, but I'm using my newly found magical powers here.
And
See.
what is that like for you? Like when you... How are you using your powers to search, I guess? Like, what does that look like or feel like for us? Or for the viewers watching?
I don't think it would look like anything to the viewers, but the feeling is of just penetrating a veil, I think, of magical power. Like, is there something blocking our sight? Is there a layer that I can peer through? I'm searching, and I'm also searching for that feeling that I had gotten in the past. So while it looks, I guess, to the audience like me sort of snapping my head to the side and looking up, that is what I'm doing.
Okay. So I think for you it would feel like diving into still water. It feels like you're breaking into that, a surface that it bends to your will, but it's a very tangible feeling against your skin as you do this. Now, if I recall, when you woke up from when Fen woke you, roused you, right, from your dream, did you remember it or no? I can't remember. It's relying on you.
Yeah, that's your first mistake. I believe that I
usually make notes, so my bad.
Remember.
It was Gunnar that woke him up ultimately.
It was
Oh,
Gunnar
right.
that
Okay,
woke
Gunnar.
me up.
Yeah.
And
Gunnar
I
saw,
remember,
but I don't know if you remembered.
Yeah, I think I did.
Okay, then it's that same. I think you recall. You're not actually there because you're still standing there and you're still very aware of where you're standing in the alleyway and everyone in it and everything around you. But you do suddenly remember and maybe even smell that mildew a little bit.
Right.
And then the damp earth and then the crunch of the dry earth underneath your boot. And then that endless horizon that you remember seeing is now just one huge, beastly cloud. I'm going to say cloud because I think that's probably all you can discern at this moment. But it has, I'm going to go with wolfish. So it's got two very, predatory eyes. No teeth though. All you see are those eyes, but it's been staring at you the whole time. And I think as you start to recall the dream, you recall walking and you recall this thing just watching, looming over you the whole time, kind of rolling along the horizon like a storm cloud would.
It was watching me in the dream. Do I recall it in the dream or do I recall it the whole time I've been here?
Anytime you are in this space, since the moment you failed that first roll in opening this rift, it has seen you and it has been watching you and following you. And I will also give this to you now because you traded for it. It wasn't a dream. You were somewhere else. You are wherever this is. You weren't dreaming. You were actually on a different layer.
I will close the tear and I will drop the obfuscation.
Okay.
Does the sensation fade?
Only a little bit.
Something has been following me. Something vast and powerful.
Yes. Yes, that's a vast and powerful. Good words for
It's a
that.
perfect time to switch. Back to the two of you.
Mm-hmm. Yes, all right then. Beat me up. Let's return back to your friends, acquaintances.
Well, the problem is I've been trying to do that this whole time. I don't know if I can get us out of here, but I'll try again.
I just had a terribly sentimental goodbye with my best friend. We need to. Otherwise, this is going to be real awkward for me. You can do it. I believe in you.
Okay, so if I try this,
Mm-hmm.
I'm rolling mind. With what kind of difficulty?
40. Are you using Ishna?
I think to start out with no, because
I figured.
every time I tried, I
Yeah.
was denied. So I think I would just kind of like, well, let's try again. 51 failure.
It's that itch in the back of your mind again. This feeling of, I know I can do this, but I'm not sure I know how. But you almost had it.
Are you just warming up, or do you have to do a dance, stretch, something, or did it not work?
And I stand there with like a perplexed concentration face. It's like reaching for something that's just too far away on the table, or trying to scratch an itch that you can't quite get to. I feel like I can, but maybe there's something about this place that's preventing me. Like I said, I've been trying. I don't know why I can't.
All right. Do you have a metaphorical broom that you could use or a hockey stick, or...
I glare at him.
What? I'm trying to be helpful.
Yes, let
Would
me
you-
just unpack my broomstick from underneath this jacket that I'm wearing.
Not
Because of course that's going to get us out of here.
literally. I'm talking metaphorically. If only there was a handsome, charming, devilishly handsome power source that was your proxy that you could use temporarily to grab what's just out of reach. Let's test how this works. It's exciting.
You want me to use you as a battery?
Well, just
Am
like
I-
a little
am I
bit.
hearing-
Because if we don't use it now, follow me on this one. It's crazy, but if we use it when we're in danger, then we don't know how I will react, and then I might be thrown out of the fight or anything. It's better to do it when it's just me and you and a potentially awkward conversation in 20 minutes.
So you're
What do you think?
saying test it here when we're not in dire straits so we can
Yes.
see.
Just don't use like all of it. Yes?
I think my my lips kind of press together and I look like I'm remembering something, and I nod slowly. Yes, well, it wouldn't do us any good to drain you dry. Sure, we can try it.
All right, yes, and I clap my hands together and rub them excitedly. I can't even find the words. This is so exciting.
Yes, well, I don't really know what I'm doing, so
That's what's so fun. Me neither.
okay. So I
All
think I try again, but this
Mhm.
time, instead of pulling from myself or pulling from the space around me, I imagine I wouldn't pull directly from him. I think like magically I would almost like create a foundation with my own magic and then pull from him to add on top of it. So it's not just
Icing on the
solely
cake.
from him. Yeah, it's
Yep.
like a blend. But where my magic hasn't been doing it by itself, I would like start it, create the structure, and then try to complete it with his magic or his essence or energy or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Moog, what does your magic feel like?
Currently, hot. It feels, it's almost a burning sensation to it if you're not too careful. Feels like sticking your hand in an open fire.
Wow. Okay. So, Cora, as you start to do this, and you go to reach for his magic, that is what it will feel like. But you know intimately and immediately, oh, this is just what his magic feels like. And that everyone will have a different feeling to you if you were to, somehow be able to connect in this way. You wouldn't be able to do this with just anyone. Obviously, you can connect directly to his magic because of what he is to you. But go ahead and make a roll.
All right. What difficulty?
Difficulty 40 again.
Okay. 63 failure.
I'm doing math. Okay, and both of you roll me D100, please.
Incoming. It's very
40.
hard to see in these flashlights, in these
Yeah.
shades.
43 for me.
65 for me.
Ooh. Okay. I apologize in advance. This one sucks for you, Cora. And yours was 65?
Yes.
Sorry. Oh, this is hilarious. Why did it? That's pretty good.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So, they've rolled on the entanglement table for those listening. And I decided to DM it to them so that they can simply role play it out as it's happening. So why don't you go ahead and describe what we see as this? You are going to succeed, but it is going to strain you quite a bit. And I will say that when you do finally dip into his magic, it is whatever Cora's interpretation of feeling very good, or like taking drugs or something like that. It's going to hit you really hard. And it's going to feel really good. It's like this power was made for you to have and to hold and to use and to wield. And it's just been sitting here. And you could just take it all if you wanted to right now. And it would be yours. You'd never lose it.
Okay. So, by doing this, we entangle ourselves, but we succeed.
Yes.
So, do we find ourselves back at the kitchen?
Yes, you absolutely will. You imagine this feeling doesn't hit you until you're back in the kitchen?
I think I would feel it in the transition. So maybe like as we're moving back to the kitchen, this familiarity and almost like rush is like what I'm processing.
Yeah.
And it probably takes me a few moments to like collect myself, and I don't know if you could feel this, but I would probably like release it a little reluctantly.
He can absolutely feel it.
Okay.
Yep.
And so we're going to be back in my kitchen, probably staring at each other. I don't know what my face would be doing, but I would look at him and say, well, I guess we now know it works.
Yes, we know it works. And look at this. And I hold up my hand, and the lighter from Visionary is just stuck to my hand without me holding it.
I would
Is this a side effect? Does this happen to you?
Is this like the magic trick you pull out at parties or something?
No, this is new. This is wonderful. I wonder what else it works with. And I start going around the kitchen and trying to like see if I feel any pull to any of the appliances or anything.
I would watch him bewildered.
This is wonderful. Cora, do you think it's from my magnetic personality? It had to be said. Also, wonderful job. Well done. I applaud your efforts.
It's probably at this moment when you go up to clap that you will feel a very abrupt drain of energy, Moog. It's a delayed response. And I think, you know, immediately it's so you don't fight back if she were to take this from you. So you won't ever know. I think in this moment you realize if she were to drain you, you will be delayed in realizing how much she is taking.
All right. How draining does it feel? Like I need a nap?
She didn't take a lot.
She
didn't take a lot. She took, so let me explain mechanically so you guys know how to role play. So she took what she needed to pass the roll.
Okay. All right. I understand.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Oof. I blink a couple times so you wouldn't be able to see that behind my sunglasses, and I crack my shoulders a bit and then my neck, and I say, all right, so we are at your lovely abode. Yes?
How does it look, PB?
Yes, how does it look, narrator?
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and roll for me, Cora?
Body? Using my eyes or mind?
No, let's do your mind. Let's do your magic.
Okay.
And this does not count towards your entanglement thing. This is specifically like when I call for that type of roll.
Yeah. 40?
Yeah. Yep. Yes, that is correct. What are the rolls
haven't had
today?
one success
I don't
today.
think we've had a single success. This is crazy.
Not one. 70.
Then I think as you look around the room, it's like, and you've got glasses, so I know you know what this feels like. It's like when you wake up, you know, first thing in the morning and, you know, everything's just a little bit blurry, and then you put your glasses on and everything kind of comes into focus. And like sometimes you put your glasses on and it's still not quite in focus just for a second until it focuses. That's kind of what happens with your apartment, as in the walls are still bleeding. Everything looks like the way that it did right before you left. And then it just kind of slowly focuses into what your apartment should look like, except it's still mirrored and broken.
Okay.
It's the one here, not the one there.
Okay. Well, this is how I left it, at least. So, yes, I suppose it is. My humble abode.
Well, I see our taste in interior design has not been mirrored.
Well, I'd argue there's a lot that hasn't been mirrored. And I think I'd walk through the doorway of the kitchen to look around to see if anyone has come back
Yeah.
or if we're still alone in the apartment.
I think you're still alone in the apartment unless these guys think they would have come back in your direction. If you guys want to chat it out, that's totally fine. I'm just curious. I think they're going to chat it out. Okay. Then yes, nobody's back yet.
Okay.
However, you will notice as you're watching, I know you walked by him, but as he was touching your appliances, he did roll on the entanglement table that he is slightly magnetic now. So you would have seen, as he's touching stuff, he's just got a little bit of magnetism
a
now.
toaster stuck to his hand.
Well, it's not stuck. He's just slightly magnetic because he can roll this again and become more magnetic. So yeah,
following him around the room.
It's just a tiny bit right now.
His glasses can never come off again.
Yeah. Maybe. Mugnido. It's from Rolo in the chat. I didn't.
Perfect.
Oh, God. Okay. Yes, I'm sorry. So no one's here.
Okay. Yeah, so after checking and not seeing anyone, a lot's happened since I saw everyone. We got back from the battle. We had our nightmares. I had a brief conversation with Fen and Gunnar. And then went off to my room to look in the chest and then came back and everyone was gone and all of this has happened.
You also drank my blood.
Yes.
Just to add another thing to the list.
Yes. Also drank your blood and had that little interaction. So I think at this point I would be not quite sure where I left off with things. What was I doing? Where were we going? What do we do from here? Does Moog follow me through the house?
Of course.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I probably turn around
He's
and just
talking to you the whole time. Walking around.
Yeah.
This is and what is this curtain and the rug? And I'm pretty sure I don't know if you got this at discount or not, but I'm pretty sure that the lettering might be inversed on this thing. No need for concern. If you look at it in a mirror, it's red, and I'm just going on and on and on about every little thing. I'm overstimulated and excited, and I just need to get it out.
When he's doing stuff like that, I silently take it from his hand and put it back on the shelf.
Everything he's picking up, you're just oop, setting it down. Oops.
Yeah,
that's great.
You mentioned my friends. I seem to be missing them. Actually, what happened to Stalker? And I'm like,
You have a stalker?
going back through my head of
That's
where
not
did
good.
everyone leave off? No, he calls himself that. That's his name.
Why would anyone call themselves stalker?
I can't wait for you to ask him.
That's insane. All right. Is that his Christian name? Stalker Sanderson or something?
I hope not.
That's actually a perfect place to switch back.
Yeah.
To Stalker Sanderson.
I feel like I get this feeling that this show, if it were an anime or animated or anything like that, it just rides this line of comedy, dark comedy. So her being I hope not, and then it just immediately cuts to Stalker's face close up, and then he's like, something is watching us, just that shit, that vibe of
Yep.
Oh my God. Oh, some Trigun shit. Okay, yep.
Stalker can recognize
Something
game where he sees
is
game.
watching us. Some sort of omnipotent stalker.
Who stalks the stalker?
Do you mean God?
Perhaps a god of sorts.
Well, perhaps we can do something about this witch watching us. I don't know about this other thing, as concerning as it sounds. What did it feel like?
It's like an emptiness filled with decay and eyes, bestial eyes, watching. They are vast.
I do not think it is the witch, Esteban.
See, but I think we can do something about the witch at least. This I do not know. I'm going to walk over towards Gunner, and I'm going to lean down to where I think the hand is, and I say, my friend, would you mind coming here for just a second? We can try to hide you a better way to keep you safe.
I think it stirs a little bit.
Shh. Don't wake it up.
I have to wake it up. I don't want him to be scared with what I'm going to try to do. But it will keep him safe, I promise. Do you remember what I did to you during the fight? I want to try to do it to him. To keep him from prying eyes. So he cannot be seen by creepy things from whatever place they come from.
I open my jacket again.
I am not going to hurt you, I promise, little one.
Its eye is still closed and it's kind of, it's sleeping or resting in whatever way against. Yeah.
Good morning. Buenos dias.
Yeah, you're gonna poke it awake.
like
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Then its eye does
I feel
that
terrible.
weird, slow, like wide blink, and then just kind of slow blink as it moves over to you, and then focuses, and then kind of like becomes rigid, and waits.
Do you mind coming out here for a second? This is going to. You can go back to sleep. I promise. I'm going to ask you to close your eye anyway.
Its eye immediately moves up to Gunner.
We used to be so close.
I got a new friend, okay, guys? Everybody.
That's great.
This thing understands me, okay?
I've waited centuries.
So I'm standing there with like one hand opening my jacket up, and I take the other hand to like let it get on mine if it chooses.
Oh yeah. If you're kind of like, yeah, okay, it's you don't need to speak to it. It can kind of sense the energy that you're putting out. So if you're
Great.
relaxed and you're like, okay, then yeah, he'll just he'll scurry down.
Okay.
Yep.
We're so close. We don't even need to say it. We know what each other's thinking. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if it gets in my hand, I'll raise it to like
Perfect.
be in front of your face, Esteban.
I don't even need it here. Okay. Now I'm going to try to do what I did when I was trying to hide him during the fight from the skeletons.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try to cover this thing in this darkness, blackness, voidness, so that he cannot be seen.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Go ahead and roll for me.
I am terrified to roll right now.
Your magic, I know it's been so bad.
I'm going to say, now you can close your eyes. It will be just, I'm going to explain it. It will be just like you're closed. You will still be in his hand. Put your back in his jacket and you'll be there. Then you could close your eyes. It'll be the same thing, but nobody can see you. Not even the one who has made you. I think.
Immediately it relaxes and then is like, okay, like it kind of. I'm making a gesture as if I'm like squaring my shoulders, but obviously it's a fucking hand mutilated weird creature, but that's the vibe that you get as it kind of moves its hand around like, okay.
Yeah, I need some of these buses, okay? We need all the buses to
Yeah,
transport us to
all the
another part of
buses in the
town
chat,
where
please.
the 90s do not exist because we're stuck in the 90s in more ways than
We are.
one.
We are.
Okay.
Mhm.
And the difficulty?
30.
Okay. Because I still don't know what I am doing. Okay, I see buses. Oh! It evened out!
Oh my. Oh
the
my
buses
god.
did it!
Oh
Gracias,
my god.
11.
chat.
So for
Oh my
those
god.
listening,
11
he
is
rolled
All the
an
times
11.
roll a double to hide this fucking hand, though.
It's
That's
the
great. I'll
sexiest
take
roll.
Okay, I have to think about this for a second. Because this is like, this is an otherworldly success. So you succeed at the thing, but you also get either extra information or extra feeling or anything related to what it is that you're trying to do. But
Question.
yes.
Does
Yes.
this become an ability of mine where it's not something
Yes.
I'm just trying
Yep.
to do? Okay.
Yes. But we're going to talk about that in a second because I
Okay.
need to know.
What else?
Yeah, like, so you are, you're trying to. Why don't you describe what Esteban thinks he's doing to me so I don't struggle with spoilers?
Okay.
Yeah,
So, can I tell you what happens?
not yet.
Okay.
Yeah. Tell
Like,
me what you think
physically
is.
happens. Okay.
Yeah.
I believe that I am taking a part of a place I have been for hundreds of years in some way. There is an emptiness, a lack of something, and I'm hiding him in it. It is a shadow.
So to be clear, where do you think you were for the last 200 years?
Well, I'm aware I was in a casket, but I was there the whole time.
Okay.
But I also felt as I was just floating aimlessly through darkness,
Okay.
kind of half in, half out.
Yes. Okay. Perfect. Please describe what we see as you do this.
As the last time, this was a shadow that was doing things for me. I think as he's there, I fucking love this music. I'm sorry, it took me out of it, but I love it. Okay. I'm looking down at this little strange creature, thinking about how I have done this before. And I think about how I could have protected something I have lost by keeping it out of sight and by being more careful. And if I had been safer and hidden this thing, I would still have it. It is specifically, now it doesn't make much sense why I would have it, but I know somebody wanted it for a long time. I'm not saying I don't believe they're the ones who've done this to me, but when I am gone, the vultures have picked it over, and there is a particular statue in my gallery that I wish I had protected a bit more, because I'm sure it is in the hands of someone I do not like. And this was a statue of Medusa. Another kind of gnarled creature that was created from a greater power that was angry at it for some reason. And as I say this, I say, Gunnar, I do not believe you will, but do not be afraid by what is about to happen on you. And then what looks like it is my shadow, or part of it, goes up his leg. It goes up his coat, and it comes down his arm into his hand, and is now beneath the creature, and then slowly it looks like it is pouring around him upwards until he's totally covered. And then it kind of cuts off Or no, it kind of pulls backwards.
Is he no longer visible, or does he look like a lump with a shadow around it? Do you think?
There just looks like there's a hole.
What do you mean a hole? Like a hole in reality?
Well,
Or just like this black hole? Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay.
Because I'm not necessarily hiding it. I'm not putting him somewhere else so much as I am wrapping something around him. So things that might come from afar to detect him can't detect him. Does that make sense? Or
yes,
should he
I'm
just
trying to figure
disappear?
out how to. No. I'm not I'm asking
Okay.
how you envision the magic,
Right.
just so that we all know what it looks like. There is no right or wrong answer. It's
It
your
is
magic.
like a creepy bodysuit that is around him.
Yeah. I was also fully thinking about how to ask you this next question. You rolled otherworldly doubles in 11, so yes, you have unlocked this ability. There are some things I would like to say. I think in this moment you recognize that you did place yourself somewhere else to protect yourself for 200 years. And that place is safe for you. That is your power. It's not like you were in another realm like Stalker going to other layers. It's maybe a place that you recede to in your mind that you have complete control over. However, that leads me to the next point of your abilities and where they come from and kind of how they manifest. Would you like everyone around you to forget that this thing exists, this hand? Because you can.
I can consciously make this decision.
You can consciously make, and you're fully aware that you could just, everyone could forget that the hand exists.
Can I turn that off again?
Yes.
Or is it for
Well,
good?
you know that you can do that, but I don't know if you know how to do that yet. But yes, that is something that you would be able to do.
And I know this, do I think this as I'm doing it or as it's happening, I feel that I can do it?
You feel it, yeah. I mean, it's up
Okay.
to you whether it comes to you in thoughts
Well,
or
then I
feelings,
think-
but you get the knowledge, however you want to
I think that
interpret that, yeah.
right before this thing is fully covered,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to lean down to it and I'm going to say, you have to stay in his coat, no matter what. We won't forget you, I promise. I will remember you are there and we will help you. And then I will make everyone well, how do I get it back in his coat? I put
That's
it in
a very
my
good
coat.
question.
I put
Yep.
it in, everyone forgets, I put it in my coat.
Okay.
Dad stole your best friend.
Yep. What are you going to do about
Poor Gunner.
What best friend are you talking about?
Oh man.
Did you dirty?
Listen, man, just be glad I didn't chuck him in a fucking dumpster because that was the other thought.
So to be clear, I don't remember offering it to him.
it? You can roll because you were just holding it in your hand,
Oh,
but you're the only one.
yeah.
Everyone else does not get the opportunity to do so.
Oh, can he roll before I put it in my pocket? So if
Yeah.
he knows, because I'll
Yeah.
give it to him if he
Yeah.
remembers.
Yeah. So you can go
I'm
ahead
just
and
trying
roll.
to figure out because if it just
Roll your
would
body.
disappear. Okay.
Yeah. Just roll your body because it's your magic stat and it's what you're
30?
defending against here. Yep, 30 difficulty.
That's not what I thought.
Interesting
we were
how
gonna do.
everything went to 30 all of a sudden. I don't remember.
What do you mean? Me? Or 53. Okay.
I don't want this thing in my pocket. I wish you remembered.
Yeah. Well, wait. Do you want him to remember? You have complete control over this.
Okay, and that then totally. I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I
everybody
will-
else can. You rolled an 11. Do you want Ophidia to remember she made this creature? I said everyone. I mean everyone.
Oh. If I can specifically do that,
You
then it's just her.
This thing that's on this thing, you can protect it from any. That's what you did to
she
yourself
doesn't
in the
remember.
coffin.
She doesn't
Perfect.
remember.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
Everyone else remembers.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
There
Sorry,
you go.
I didn't
Nope,
even
you're
think.
good.
I was so
You're
focused
good.
on.
I was
maybe
gonna
I'll get
just
rid
let
of
it
this
happen,
thing.
but I kept like thinking like you rolled an 11, and if you
No,
want him
I'm
to
sorry,
remember,
I
you
didn't. I
can.
should've,
But
yeah.
you're good. Yeah, no
I was
one
thinking
will
about all
remember
the horrible
this.
things I could do to my friends rather than the actual enemy. Sorry,
Everyone,
fell into a
forget
trap,
this
fell into
cute
a trap.
creature.
Yeah.
Please
No,
let me
she's-
remember the horrible things you do to me.
They will be seared into
Wow.
the corners of your mind. No, then she forgets and we all
Yep.
remember.
Yeah. Okay. So, as long as this thing that you have, this cloak of protection that you have on it remains. Okay.
She's unaware that it even existed, or that she made it,
Oh.
or is it just
only
disconnected
when the
from
thing
her?
is on?
She
Oh, when I
just.
take this off, she's gonna be.
It's
pissed.
like, yeah. So it's like that, where you go. She's just won't be thinking about it. But
Got
the
it.
second it's lifted, she's gonna go, oh yeah, that fucking homunculus I made. And it'll come
Just
back
wait till
in.
I keep doing it.
And
to it. She's gonna get real pissed.
she will. She will know that something has obscured it from her, but
Perfect.
I don't know if she'll know that
Good.
it's you or
Let
whatever.
her know
Yeah. Okay. All right.
when
Perfect.
I'm far away and not
Awesome.
in the bar.
Sorry,
All
that
right.
was just the doubles. I couldn't let it go.
No, that
It's
was cool.
too
Okay, so
badass.
everything changed.
Yeah. Okay.
It
Yep.
happens.
Mhm.
He's
Mhm.
wrapped up. I say, you can
Yep.
put him in your pocket now. I have a feeling she will have no clue what we are doing as long as he is like that. If there is a he.
That is very impressive.
So, is it still on me?
Yeah.
Or,
Yep.
Okay.
He didn't take it from
And
you.
he can
so,
still move. I don't know if
And
he can
it's still-
hear anything through it.
He
Probably
can-
not.
Can
well,
he?
you rolled an otherworldly 11.
Okay,
so
so
you have
stuff can
complete
get through
control
that I
over
want.
this. Yes.
Okay.
So
But
you can
still talk to
also
him. Yeah.
allow you to see through it. You rolled an 11. Will you be able to do this every time? I don't know.
Okay.
But you've rolled a fucking best roll you can make. So if you would like to, everyone can still see this little guy in here. But he's got this little cloud around him. It's almost like
it's
if
going
you
to be in a pocket. I don't.
yeah,
If I need to.
no,
will.
I mean because as long as you okay, yep, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want him completely obscured, that's fine.
I think for now I'm kind of just like, oh, look at this.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it just looks like this shadow that's
Mhm.
wrapped around him,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it. And we can still talk to him and stuff. So, aren't you okay? How
It
do you
does
feel?
the hop. Yeah,
He's perfectly fine.
the hop. Yeah.
And I'll say you can go back in now and open my jacket.
It immediately crawls back up into the spot and nestles down.
No.
I want to ask one more question.
Mm-hmm.
Little friend, could you pinch me if you're the one who followed me home?
Pinches you very gently.
And I'll close my jacket and nod.
Well, now we can go see if we can meet some other kindred. And see, hopefully nobody else is watching us aside from this other thing.
All right. And you head at 2:30 to
Where I would say where Gunnar and Stalker, well, Gunnar had that thing where he saw the people with the blood outside of the club.
okay. Are
The blurred
you?
club.
Yeah. Are you asking? I'm assuming you're asking him to guide the way, and you guys are all kind of
See,
traveling
see,
together.
see.
Okay. Yep. Okay. So once we get to the Blood Club, I'm gonna take you guys to the map. Remember how to do this in Roll20. Okay, so the Blood Club is kind of like a little bit northeast on our map anyway.
Yeah, it's kind of west.
So you guys
a
are
little
gonna,
south of
yep, you're gonna,
Cora's place, right?
Yep, that's so
Okay.
you're gonna walk that way. So it's not gonna take you too long to get there. So probably about 15 minutes that you're walking. But I'm gonna have all of you roll mind stat for me, and we're switching scenes.
Right now, roll it.
Yep, roll it now.
Any difficulty or
Aye.
just roll it?
Is gonna be 30. You're not going.
I'm so sorry, but
No,
I
that's
think
okay.
I would want to go back to the apartment.
Yep. Yeah, that's perfect. Actually, then we'll follow you back to the apartment.
Listen, I can't miss today. I rolled a 6.
Well, I rolled a 99.
Oh no!
And Zambi rolled an 88.
88, 99.
Do I also?
Somewhere my proxy is sucked dry because I don't know why I'm rolling like this.
Do I also roll here?
Shit. No, because you didn't go with them. You went
Okay.
back to the apartment. Okay. We're going to switch scenes. We're following Stalker back to the apartment, and then we will rejoin you guys at the very end. Stalker,
Yes.
you arrive at the apartment. I'm assuming you do your standard peeking around before you go inside. I just feel like that's something that you do. Is
Yes,
that correct?
I go up the
Yeah.
fire. Well, the balcony or whatever. I go in the window. And I peek. And what do I see in the window?
You would see me on. Do you have a recliner or some sort of furnished chair?
An armchair. Mm-hmm.
An armchair? Is it swirl, swivel, any which do anything fun?
I think it's one of those maybe leather or the leather with the brass adornments or whatever
Yes,
on
yes.
it. That maybe has a reclining foot thing. So it probably doesn't spin, but it does recline.
I would be sitting on that, playing with the recliner, saying, Cora, I'm bored. This is boring now. Everything it's a wonderful apartment. No offense. Can we do anything else?
All Stalker sees is a stranger in Cora's apartment flailing around.
It's reclining, not reclining, reclining, not reclining, reclining, not reclining. And then I stop it and then I sit so my legs are over the armrest and they're kind of kicking and I'm just staring at her. Is this what you do? Most days, most evenings? You just exist?
So, first I would obfuscate. And
Mhm.
I guess I have to ask. I don't think I'd be actively thinking about this, but would I feel more of that presence?
Mm-hmm.
I would.
And in fact, okay.
It's a reaction that I obfuscate when I see him in the apartment. So I'm not thinking about it.
Yeah, you did it
Just
without
do it.
thinking. Yeah, okay. So I think that when you do that, you will see this thing always now that you know where it is, or that you know that it's, I'm trying to think about what this would potentially look like to you because it's like a looming shape that defies logic. It's ever present, right? So it'll shift in and out of focus as if your eyes will refuse to take in its full form. It's that vast above you. It's the surface of it will ripple with textures that shouldn't exist. It's got slick, iridescent flesh. It almost shimmers like stars 1 second and then vibrates as if insects crawl underneath it the next. It's writhing around like a stormy sea. And then there are many, 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 many eyes that you see this time instead of just the one. And they're all watching you.
I try to ignore it. And I'm going to dive through the window. And as I come up, I will bring my blade out to this
Holy shit!
man's neck.
Gora! I think Sanderson's here.
I press it to you. I press it to his neck so you can feel that it's there.
Easy,
And I-
Easy.
And I say, your next words will be yes or nothing at all. Stand up.
All right, I put my arms up.
Does he not say yes?
Easy. All right is close enough to yes.
I'm gonna-
Narrator.
Yeah.
Question.
Yes.
He has a knife to my neck.
Yes, he
My
does.
throat.
Yes, I was
Do
gonna
I
say.
feel any sort of pull, or is it just not strong enough yet?
It's very slight. I will say that.
Yes.
But.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Could I attempt to reverse the polarity of it to give a little resistance?
You can always attempt.
Okay.
It's gonna be under a 20.
Okay. What would this? I'm used to just doing body all the time. What would this be?
Oh, that's a great question. I always assumed Moog's magic came from his mind, but it might actually be from body still because of the nature of his power.
Okay.
So it's up to you. Where do you think his magic comes from?
I'm gonna say his mind, but only
Mhm.
because I want to roll something different with
yeah.
Moog and not
Yeah.
the same as Fen.
Yep. Okay. Mind it is.
Mind, and you said 20 or 30.
It's got to be under 20. Good luck.
Difficulty 20. Here
Mhm.
we are.
Mm-hmm.
Failure 75.
We're terrible rolls today. Okay, yeah. So as you start to see if you could do this, I think you just feel the very gentle, like tingly sensation, like when your foot falls asleep as you're trying to do this.
Oh, all right. Yes. All right. Yes.
Explain how you got in here.
I had a
Immediately.
ride, and I point to Cora.
Is Cora in the room?
I feel like I maybe was like going to check on something and he's like shouting about how bored he is.
Well, you
from-
also hear the shattering of
Yeah,
glass as he
yeah.
fucking tumbles through your goddamn apartment.
Yeah. So I probably come into this scene and immediately go, "Stalker, please stop." Then he's with me.
Yes, I'm with her. Friends.
All right.
Yeah. Allies.
I'll remove the knife
Well.
from his neck. I put it back. I put the knife back.
My composure's immediately it melts for a moment, like with relief. Oh, yes. Thank you. That was not pleasant.
Stalker, meet Moog. Moog,
Pleasure to
this is
meet you.
Mr. Sanderson, I guess.
Your name is Moog.
Yes, and your name is Stalker, but you don't hear me making fun of you about it.
He's our new group member. He
I look
actually
at Cora very curiously. Yes.
he actually is taking Fenn's place.
Who's Fen?
And that's where we end the session. That was too good. That was too good.
Oh man.
Well done, everyone. Well done. I am so glad that after the art and all the work updating, you didn't immediately get murdered by Stalker in the first episode that you removed, you know? There was a moment there where I was like, oh God, this could be bad.
A chance that Cora would have just been like, kill him. And then that would have been it.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. She would have feasted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Or
have
tried to
questions
anyway.
on what
Yes.
that would even do. Oh, my puzzle mind is going crazy right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's so many cool things that could happen. Also, it's a rule that whenever Orcish and I have characters, no matter what the characters are, we have to PvP in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, absolutely. It was perfect. It was
That's
like
why I was conveniently
start
in
off
another room. I wanted to let you guys have your moment.
Yes, we'll see what happens with the B team.
Yep, exactly. Oh boy. All right. Well, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you players for playing. That is us. We're going to sneak away to record a green room. However, I did want to let you know something very, very, very cool is happening on Wednesday at 3 p.m. And that is a mini series that has started GM'd by Whack Steven. And I'm going to play the trailer for you right now. And then I'm going to take us out. But thank you so much for being here. And we'll see you next Sunday for more. Peace.
Oh, I'm feeling low again. Ain't shit I owe to them. They don't wanna let it go. Oh, I'm feeling low again. Ain't shit I owe to them. They don't wanna let it go. Giving every piece of my soul. You say you don't know how to treat me, no. Giving every piece of my soul. You say you don't know how to treat me, no. Giving every piece of my soul. You say you don't know.
Well, well, well. What do we have here? Deathless.